Hi. Hello, everyone. I am Nick, DM of the Shattered Kingdoms campaigns. Today, I am joined by Madeline to talk about their character Tin. Uh, you want to introduce yourself, Madeline?
Uh, hey, Madeline here. Sup?
Alright, Madeline. So, Tin was your first character that you had for our first campaign, which we didn't record, but is still a major part of the history and lore of the Shattered Kingdoms. So, could you explain for everyone Tin's backstory?
Um, Tin was an orphan in Wintergrove. She had a friend named Kaz, and when they were children, they got caught shifting because they're changelings by some humans, and uh, the humans freaked out, tried to capture them. Tin managed to get away. Kaz didn't. So then she was on her own for a while until Merrick found her, and he was the leader of the organization,
Mm-hmm.
which is a big criminal organization throughout the continent. He raised her, trained her, and then basically told her, "Okay, now you owe me a lifelong debt, and you have to pay me back for every good thing I ever did for you."
Yep, as criminals tend to do, or
Yep.
as what
Yeah.
you do in that situation.
Yeah. Sucked.
Tin did not have too good of a childhood there.
No, no, no. Yeah. It's a bit harsh.
Yeah, I think Tin probably had one of the harshest childhoods of the characters in our first campaign.
I mean, yeah, one of our party members is a prince.
I mean, had his whole family murdered.
Tin didn't have a family.
uh, well, yeah, she, so then she didn't have to see them get murdered. Plus,
Actually, I did. I never uh figured out how they died,
mm-hmm.
but they were there for her in her
Okay,
younger years, or else she wouldn't have survived till 8. You know,
yeah. So then,
it just
yeah, I
would.
think definitely has the worst
I mean, but she
backstory.
doesn't remember them much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. And what class was Tin? What character class was Tin?
She was a rogue, and a subclass was mastermind. And then after the campaign, when she got super powerful, she also gained some wizard levels. I think I lost my notes on that part. I think she was a school of abjuration, I think? Or was it something else?
I, let's just say
Maybe.
I've lost those notes as well. So
I accidentally saved over them.
yeah, I'd have to look for those notes. I just know there was some wizarding levels that she ended up taking that she didn't
Yeah.
really get to use much
Yeah,
because it was
'cause
after the campaign and
yeah, yeah.
after what happens to her in our current campaign, which
Well, it didn't happen during the Kirk. It happened in the evil character campaign.
is the evil character campaign, but it's
Yeah.
referenced in our
Yeah,
campaign that
yeah.
we're recording here.
Mhm.
All right, and so why did you choose Tin as your like character for the first campaign? Like why
There was
this character?
too many buff guys in the party. They needed a smaller person.
It's basically a reasoning.
They needed a sneaky person.
They needed a sneaky person. I was gonna say the reasoning boils down to she was short.
Yeah, I mean, she's not actually that short.
It's
She's
just yeah, everyone
she
else was well
she's
over
5'9".
6 feet.
I think she was 5'9". She's not
So
short.
yeah, she was. I
Everyone else is
remember.
just freakishly
Yeah,
tall.
I think she was the only one who wasn't above 6 feet.
I don't think Xylon was.
I remember Xylon was definitely wasn't.
He was the smallest dude there. I know
Oh,
that.
he was the smallest one. I thought Tin was
Small, no,
the
smallest
dude.
dude.
Okay, that makes sense. I thought for sure Tin was the shortest.
No, Tin's shortest, but I don't think Xylon was 6 foot.
Yeah,
I don't know.
you probably
You'd
yeah,
have
I'd
to
have
ask
to
Josh.
have to
Yeah.
ask Josh. I just
I
know that
just,
he was taller than Tin.
yep, yep.
And what would you say is a defining trait of Tin? Like what is Tin? What would be a defining trait for Tin?
Well, in the party or just between all my characters?
Hmm,
Because in the party, she was the one most likely to cause problems.
okay. Uh,
But that's all my characters.
that's all your characters is most likely to cause trouble.
Most of them, most of them.
Most of them.
Yeah. Um,
Yeah.
she's got a lot of kids.
Yep. She definitely has a lot of kids.
Well,
Stepmother,
she's stepmother to a lot of kids.
yeah. So I remember you um made a point of saying that during the last session that it's stepmom to.
Yes, because Kaz can't keep it in his pants.
Yep.
Am
Unfortunately,
I wrong?
the
Yeah.
childhood friend who Tim would go on to marry can't keep it in his pants.
Yeah, exactly. And Tin's just like, well, I'm not going to let these kids grow up with a terrible childhood like I did, so they're mine now.
Uh, Doesn't she also like um build a bunch of orphanages or
She
ha-
did, yeah.
yeah, so she's definitely cares a lot about kids.
Hmm.
So being like motherly, maybe that would be Tin's
Well,
defining trait.
yeah, we did make her one of her god things is the goddess of motherhood, so that makes sense. It was
Uh,
trickery and motherhood.
yep, trickery and motherhood. I remember that.
Mm,
I
odd
swear.
combination, but
Yeah, it is very odd combination, but I think that fits Tin very well,
hmm.
given how she turned out.
Yeah.
Um, of the um NPCs in this um the last campaign and the one that we're recording now, which NPC does Tin like the least? Like
Surprised you even have to ask this one.
I
Freaking
know the answer.
dongle.
Yep,
Dongle.
Dongle. I imagine he's probably gonna be the answer for another one of these questions.
May he rest in pieces.
And for those of you who don't know, Dongle was kind of a side villain in our first campaign, who's very much at odds with the party and was just kind of a dick. Is the
Hmm.
best way to describe him. And while the party was off saving the world, he was kind of uh, pursuing his own power and trying to make himself um, like a king of the Shattered Kingdoms, basically.
Hmm. He wanted to be emperor.
Yep, he wanted to be emperor, make all the party's efforts kind of useless. So very much a
Hmm.
dick. Definitely evil as well. I don't
Got
know.
what was coming to him. No
Yeah,
regrets.
he got what was coming to him. Yeah, and do do we want to say what happened to him?
Killed him.
Yep,
Assassinated.
yep, Tin,
Out.
yep, Tin and Kaz assassinated him after the end of our first campaign to get him out of the picture and just prevent him from being a issue further down the line.
Mm.
which no one, I would say no one really knows in universe besides like Tin and Kaz. Would you say that's accurate?
Probably the kids.
Yeah,
Probably would have
definitely.
been old enough to be like, hey, just so you know, this may come up later.
Uh,
Kind of assassinated the prince of another kingdom.
yep, the prince of.
May become an issue later, just letting you all know that.
We may have murdered the prince of a neighboring kingdom that is known for having a strong military. That
Yeah,
may come up later.
no regrets.
May
I think
cause
the party
issues.
suspects. I think the
Yeah,
party suspects, but she never
yeah.
told them, I don't think.
I don't think Tin told anyone in the party, but
Might
it's.
have told Azul, because Azul knows how to handle problems.
Yep. Yeah, I think if Tin would have told anyone in the party, it would have been Azul. Um, well, eventually we'll have a video up of Azul as well, so everyone will be able to get to meet
Hmm.
Azul too. And he was definitely one of the more interesting characters, I'd say. I mean, Tin. Not to say that Tin isn't interesting. It's just,
Wow,
I think
thanks, man.
not
Wow,
to, no, I
man.
meant it like.
Guess
I
I'll
mean,
just
he
go.
literally threatened like several times to tear people's arms off, and he was very creative with his threats.
Yeah.
And he has like a pet turtle that wants to like eat the world out of
Yep.
the
Yep.
Balaam.
Oh. Oh, Valem was the one who hired the hit on Dungle.
Oh yeah, yeah. So yeah, kids, we may have murdered the neighboring prince at the behest of a turtle. This may or may not come up later.
We got
This
paid for it though. We got paid well.
got paid for by the turtle. Oh, God. Yeah, it's too bad we didn't
Don't know
record
where
the.
the turtle got the money, but he paid.
He paid for it. We
Hmm.
probably don't want to know where he got the money.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's, I feel like Valem would probably be the character you don't want to know where he gets his money. Just given from the interactions that NPC
Hmm.
has had.
Yeah.
Alright, so no, we know that Tin likes Dongle the least.
Hmm.
Um, who, which NPC is Tin the most fond of?
I feel like that's obvious too, Kaz and Drea.
Yep, Kaz and Dre. Yep. And you want to
Hmm.
explain? We already heard about Kaz, who was the childhood friend and eventual husband to Tin. Do you want to explain who Drea is?
We met Drea like last minute, literally. But she's now the what's the word I'm looking for? Ambassador for the Drows
Yeah, she's
in the
the
Confederacy.
she's the ambassador to the Drow in the Confederacy. She
And
was appointed to that position by Tin.
mhm,
The uh, Tin is the leader of the Confederacy now after the end of our last campaign.
mhm.
Probably has the largest, maybe second largest drow population, I would say, in the Shattered Kingdoms, at least above ground.
Yeah, I feel like most of them would still be in the Underdark.
Yeah, or sorry, yeah, the Underdark, and then there might be
Yeah.
some more in Nalave, just given the events of last campaign.
I feel like that would be awkward though.
Yeah, they're very awkward.
It'd be like, hey, we conquered your kingdom, you conquered it back, but can we like still live here? Is that okay?
Yeah, when you phrase it that way, it definitely does sound very awkward.
We
Um,
may have taken your people into slavery, but can we live here and you guys not do that to us in return?
I mean, as awkward as that is, it's pretty much what ended up happening, more or less. There was
Hmm.
think most of them did go back to the Underdark, but there was at least some of them that stayed in Nilave and were allowed to stay there by Ignis, who was
Mm-hmm.
another one of our party members who would become King of Nilave after the party helped him liberate his kingdom.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Um, Drea also was Tin's wife. Just
Yep.
yeah.
Yep.
I was gonna
Drea.
throw that in later, but then we went on a drow rant.
Yeah, we went on a drow tangent there.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Drea is Tin's wife, so Tin
Mm-hmm.
is married to both Kaz and Drea.
Yep.
All right. Okay. All right. Lost my place in the questions here. What would you say is the most important thing that Tin has done so far?
Uh, wow, that's a long list. Uh, how about
Murdering.
no, I was gonna say saving the life of every single leader on the continent that one time because they were all stupid
Yeah.
and got all into one place,
Yeah.
and uh, the Drow had sent one of the Dragonborn there as a messenger.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, man, this is a trap if I've ever seen one. But these rich people won't listen to me.
Yeah, they're too honorable. They don't expect the trickery that everyone should expect from the
Yeah,
Drow, who are known for trickery and deceit. At least
yes,
that's a stereotype.
yeah. So Tin snuck in and managed to throw the bomb out before it exploded and killed everyone.
Yep. And
And then Dongo had the audacity to be mad at me for being there.
yep. Yeah, he didn't like Tin at
No, he
all.
didn't. No, it was
Because
mutual.
I mean, like he needs to everyone just picture him as like your stereotypical like royal, like full of himself, and then he
Mm-hmm.
sees Tin as below him because of her background. She's not nobility, so
Well,
why should
she
he
is.
care? Well, yeah, she is nobility. She means she's
I don't think he knew that the first time they met, though.
yeah. He definitely. I don't think he knew that, and
Mm-hmm.
I think when he became aware of that, he's like, that can't be right. This is a lie. They're making this up. This
Mm-hmm.
is yeah. So yeah, Tin is nobility. I'm sorry for that slip up there, but yeah, Tin is
No, no, you're fine. He didn't know.
yeah, yeah, Dongle didn't know that Tin was actually nobility, so he kind of treated her like crap. Um, I think he kind of treated the whole party like crap, didn't he? Just
Yeah,
might have
mostly.
mostly Tin.
I think he treated Ignis probably the best, just because he's also royalty.
Yeah.
But
So
everyone else, yeah.
yeah. Any other important things that you'd say Tin has done?
Stopped Tyrion, rebuilt the Confederacy, took over the organization, led them in a better direction. I think.
Yeah, I
I hope.
yeah, I
Let's see what our kids do with it. Who knows?
yeah, yeah. That'll be well, we'll have to see. Especially since all the kids
Um.
are NPCs and then Mike as
Yeah.
well.
Yep. Yep.
Well,
Um. Uh. Became a god. That was pretty cool.
yeah, he did become a god, which if you're
I.
watching this before starting the main series, it's I'd say minor spoilers.
Yeah. It happened in the last episode.
Yeah, it happened in the last episode where the party that everyone's playing as now got to see Tin become a god and basically like I want to say party crash own funeral, but that doesn't sound right. Like, what would you? What
They
would?
didn't crash it. They were the bodyguards to the
Well, no,
emperor,
I
and
was
the
saying like
emperor.
Tin crashed her own
Oh,
funeral, and I was saying that didn't
yeah.
really
I don't know.
sound
I
right.
feel like I was invited there, considering my body was
Yeah,
there.
yeah. I was just trying to think of a way to word that, and it wasn't
Uh,
working.
she was late to her own funeral.
Yep, fashionably late.
Mm-hmm. Traffic's terrible.
Yeah. What is traffic like when you're a god?
Oh man, too many like other gods. Too many angels are up there. God, they all think they're more important than everyone else.
Oh, that must be hell for Tin.
I know. She's like, man, I hate gods. Why I have to be here now? God dang.
You're there because I say you have to be there.
Oh
And
man.
also because everyone loves you.
I know. I'm just that cool.
You're that great of a ruler and made
Mhm.
that much of a contribution to the world that everyone started worshiping you as like a god. So now you're a god.
Mhm.
I say everyone, I mean a lot of people, not everyone. Just to,
Mostly changelings.
yeah, definitely mostly changelings. I don't think we mentioned it earlier, but Tien is a changeling. Did you mention it?
I did when the backstory part. I
Yeah,
said
just
she and Kaz were shifting because they're changelings.
yeah, that. Yeah, they're both. Tien is a changeling, so she's kind of become the god of changelings, so to speak.
Mhm.
'Cause normally that falls under the traveler, and he kind of died slash was replaced in
Good.
our last campaign by another one of
Good.
our characters. Yeah, the way I portrayed him, he was kind of an asshole. Was he better or worse than Dongle though?
Um, I mean, Traveler's a god, so kind of expect him to be all high
Yeah.
and mighty. But
Hmm.
Dongle, he didn't deserve that. He
He
didn't deserve that attitude.
yeah, he didn't really do anything to deserve that kind of outlook and demeanor.
Mhm.
Right. Then let's move on to the next question here. If your character had to fight any of the other characters, be it from this campaign, last campaign, or any other characters you've created, which one would it be and why?
So it has to be in the campaigns, like Shattered Kingdoms.
I think maybe we should limit it to the campaigns just so the viewers know like who you're talking about. You can, if there's no one in the campaigns, you can pick someone else, or you can do both, like someone from the campaigns and someone not, if you prefer that. Did you cut
You hear
out
me?
or?
My
Oh
my
no.
thing cut out.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, your thing. Okay, yeah, you cut out there. I was.
Yeah. Was the last thing I said that you heard?
Um. You were asking if it had to be from the Shattered Kingdoms.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. So I was saying that limits me to Renee or Varys.
Yep.
Uh, Probably Renee then, just because Renee already wanted to fight Tin.
Oh. um. Anyone like any other characters like from the campaign that Tin would want to fight, or any other characters you've made that Tin would want to fight?
I mean, in the campaign,
Yeah.
uh, I mean, by the time the current campaign's happening, she's already matured a bit more, so she doesn't really go out and just pick fights with random people.
Which is good.
Uh,
Matured
uh
past the murdering of foreign princes.
at least directly, she could still send out assassinations to the organization.
Yes, she definitely could, and she probably,
As needed would.
as needed, probably has.
Yes. Can't let any rich people get too powerful.
Too
Think they're too
powerful.
important.
Yep,
Got to knock them down a few pegs.
yep. Just knock off anyone who looks too powerful. Keep everything in check.
Checks and balances.
Yep.
This is why we had to kill her off. She was getting too,
Yeah, she was getting too powerful,
yeah, too powerful for her own good.
and now she's a god.
Yeah, but now
So
she
she's
has
a
to deal with Azul,
yep. She has to
keeping
deal with.
her
Mm-hmm.
with one of those kitty leashes on.
That'll be an interesting dynamic to see going forward.
Yep, yep.
This tin will
Um.
definitely be probably the more chaotic one, I'd say,
Oh yeah, for sure.
of the characters who have become gods.
Mhm. Mhm.
And yeah, let's move on to the next question here, which we may have already covered a bit here. Um, what was Tin's motivation to join the party in the first campaign?
Money.
Money.
I
It's
mean, she at the time when they were talking about becoming a group, she was still focused on paying off the debt to Merrick. And literally, she when Ignis was getting all of us to agree, she had to ask him like, "I'm getting paid for this, right? Like, what's in it for me?"
yep.
And
I
when he
remember
said
that.
money, she was like, "Yep, I'm in. All right,
Didn't
getting
he
money.
also promise you a house?
Yeah, I got a vacation home in Nalave.
Oh, that's good.
Yep, it's nice. 2 stories.
Just two.
Got a balcony.
That's great. How
Nice
often
little
has
pond.
yeah, how often has Tin visited that vacation house?
I don't know. Probably a lot more before the kids.
Yeah,
Then I
probably.
imagine like when the kids are adults and they start acting up, she was like, you know what, you're in timeout. Go to the vacation house.
Go to the you're in a love-based problem now.
I'm gonna tell Ignis you're going there and you have to deal with him.
Okay. Yeah, I feel like that'd probably be a good punishment for that.
hmm
Given that he was a paladin and very much for the rules, that would be a good place to send
And
the
he's a
kids.
dragon
Yep.
eventually, so just literally royalty locked up in a house with a dragon guarding him.
It's like your stereotypical um story there.
Yep.
Yeah. Do you think the Tin's motivation changed from money at any point in the campaign?
Um, I mean, probably, yeah. She lives in the world. She doesn't want to get taken over.
Yeah, she doesn't want Tyrion to
Yeah.
come in and conquer the world and
Yeah, because originally the group got together just to stop or defeat the Drow in Nolave,
mm-hmm.
which, she wasn't, it didn't affect
Yeah, it
her, so
didn't
she didn't
really
care.
mm-hmm.
So she needed the money to motivate her.
Yeah,
But
and
then after
then
that, we got a bigger
we got a
problem we
bigger
had to deal
threat
with. So she's
of
like, okay,
Tyrion,
this
which
actually affects me. I guess I'll help out.
yeah. It's like
Take
yeah.
Tyrion out.
It's like someone needs to do it. Um
Yep. And then Cass showed up and she's like, now I gotta take care of him because he won't
yeah.
listen to anyone else.
Yeah,
He's
he
being stupid with the stones.
it might be generous. Generous saying he's just stupid. Uh, yeah, he definitely wasn't being responsible with his use of
He said,
what? What? Sorry, you cut out there. What was that? Hello? Did
Kim out.
oh okay. I can hear
Should
you
have
now.
proved him wrong.
You cut out there. I missed a lot of what you just said. Could you repeat what you had just
Uh,
said?
Yeah, I was saying it was taking care of Kaz is a problem, taking out Tyrion, and then she wanted to teach Dongle a lesson, prove him wrong, take him out, didn't matter.
Yeah. And so that was her main motivations.
Mhm.
After she kind of moved away from just the money, was
Yeah,
helping
yep.
Kaz, stopping Tyrion, and just teaching Dongle a lesson.
In whatever way she needed to, yep.
Yep. Which eventually led to her just killing him.
He was unteachable.
Yeah, he was very much unteachable.
Mhm.
And is next question here. Is there anything you would have liked to have done with Tin before we ended the last campaign? Is there anything you would have liked
Uh,
to have Tin do?
I would have liked to have been able to use her other forms more. Weren't really a lot of opportunities for that
Yeah,
because she
there
had yeah, she had, alternate forms that she would use for certain things, and I think I got to use one of them at one point.
once. Wasn't it
Yeah.
like at the very beginning where
Yeah,
you
I was
were?
playing cards.
Yeah,
That was
okay.
that was
Yeah, it
Pell, the
was.
half elf form.
I thought it
He's good at
was.
cards. Yeah.
I thought it was chess, but yeah, it must have been
No,
cards.
because the Goliath form is good at chess.
Okay.
It was Ignis who played chess, and he beat
Okay.
up the not beat up, he beat the halfling kid without
Okay. Yeah.
mercy.
Oh yeah. He. So, yeah. I remember someone beat a halfling kid at a game, and then the halfling kid was crying.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay. Was that Ignis that?
That was Ignis, yeah, because
Yeah, because he was like, "What?" He was
I didn't
freaking out
have
about.
I didn't have the Goliath form yet. I got that later when I got my subclass, so it would have been the cards.
Yeah. Yeah. Didn't you want to, um, like, there was some other form that you wanted to use, if I remember correctly.
I had a
Like,
lot of other forms. I had, May, who was an elf, who was good at forging papers. Uh,
mm-hmm,
I had Jay, who was good at he was a water gymnast, he was good at poisons.
mm-hmm,
Uh, the form I named after Kaz, who was a tiefling who's good at, picking locks.
hmm.
And
Okay.
then, what was his name? Joel, I think, was the Goliath who was good at chess. Pell was the half elf good at cards.
Mm-hmm.
And then Paw, I think, was the Tabaxi was good at disguises.
Ah, yeah. So I think, yeah, you
It's just the
definitely,
the party was around for most of it, so I couldn't
yeah, you couldn't
shapeshift.
really change it because you weren't really given too many opportunities to get away from the party.
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, though, like one time you did get away from the party and changed, like,
I did get shot 6 times, Eldritch Blast. Yes, I remember.
yes, and you remember who was the one who shot you with those Eldritch
Yes, it
Blasts?
was Nickus. Yes.
Yep. And Nickus was my character for the viewers. So basically, no one knew that Tin had changed as a drow, and we were fighting drow. So Nickus, seeing Tin as a drow, decided to Eldritch Blaster because he's too stupid to realize that the drow fighting the other drow was on their side.
Yeah, I had tried to sneak in and take them out because I thought you guys would deal with the, soldiers more, but you guys just ran right in, and I'm like, "Oh, crap.
Yeah,
We're all here now."
and you're disguised as a drow.
No one knows I'm a changeling,
Or Azul at that point, right? Didn't Azul know by then that you were a changeling?
they figured it out or at least they knew I wasn't an enemy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we
Um,
figured it
but
out, but
Ignis and Nickus didn't figure it out, and Ignis kept telling Nickus to shoot me.
yeah, I think that's.
Yeah,
In
Ignis
my
kept telling Nickers to
defense,
shoot
Nick
me,
is
so you did.
probably. I blame Ignis. Nickus was just following his lead. Oh, crap. Did Nickus shoot first? Anyway, it's partially Ignis's fault. It's not all my fault. And at that point, wasn't Azul the only one who knew that Tin was a changeling? Isn't that correct?
Yeah, Azul was the only one who knew. But like I said, I think I don't know if you heard me. I think we cut out a
Yeah, I
few
think you
times.
cut out there.
But yeah, Azul knew. Um, and because Tin told him when she was drunk.
Yep, we were drunk after one of the sessions where Nick Jr. was DMing, so I didn't get to see that occur.
Yeah, it was pretty funny. Azul wanted to sober Tin out, so he was gonna dump some water on her, but she kept hiding, like, turned invisible, hid in a corner. And
Yeah,
then I eventually just passed out, and he carried me back.
yeah, yeah. There was a lot of interesting stuff in that one session that I missed just 'cause I was busy, and
Yeah,
and I regret missing that because it sounds like it was. From what I've heard of that session, it sounds like it was pretty good.
it was playing hide and seek with Azul when I'm invisible was great.
Uh, uh, I was too
And he was
busy.
just like, I'm eventually got to the point where he was like, I'm just gonna use I think he had a flask of like unending water or something like that.
Yeah,
We were
flash
just gonna
water.
flood the whole room.
Uh, yeah, that's definitely an Azul way of solving that problem there.
Mhm. Yep.
Yeah, I was too busy with schoolwork at that time to be there for that session, unfortunately.
Yep.
That
That's
was,
another thing. Tin should have gotten drunk again at one point. That would have been funny.
yeah, that would have been fun. There wasn't too much of a opportunity for that because I think the only times there was really alcohol to be had was on Dew's Hell and then in Winter Grove. And Tin wouldn't really have wanted the wine in Winter Grove given her backstory.
Mhm.
Um, and I don't know, did she drink anything on Dew's Hell with the
Yeah, but
backseat?
not enough to get drunk, I think, because they were there for a stone.
Yeah, they were there for a stone. They were there on business, and the only one who was really like celebrating and drinking too much was Nickus.
Mhm. Yep.
Yeah, typical barbarian.
Yep, typical Nickus.
Yeah, and well, everyone might get to see Nickus in the future since he's still around, but
Yeah.
can't say much more than that because that would be minor to major spoilers for
Mhm.
what we have planned here. So hopefully you all enjoy him if he shows up and see how unique he is. I guess that's the best way of describing Nicholas. Is
Yeah.
unique.
Yep. Something special, that's for sure.
uh, yeah, but getting back to 10 here. Let's see here. Okay, yeah. So we covered what you'd like to have done with your character. Besides using more of Tin's forms before the end of the last campaign, was there anything else that you would have wanted to do with Tin?
Um, I think we covered pretty much the basics. All her personal quests were figured out.
Yeah, because
Um,
you got the debt resolved with Merrick. You
mhm.
found Kaz and ended up marrying him.
Mhm.
Um, you got your money, you got your house, and lived
Dealt with Tyrion, yeah.
dealt with Tyrion, lived happily ever after,
Yep.
and until just recently.
Yeah. 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 Until recently.
Yeah, until
Now she's eternally living uh not so happily ever after.
yeah. All right, so let's move on to the next question here, which, come to think about it, this one, we've answered probably more than once now.
Yep.
Um,
Yep.
if your character could kill one NPC without consequence, who would it be and why?
Okay, answer's obviously Dongle.
Mm-hmm.
And I did kill him, but there were consequences. So it would be better to kill him without consequences this time.
Yeah, it would have been.
Hmm. Yeah.
I mean,
I tried to get rid of consequences, but conspiracy theorists and
yeah,
Barol still popped up and caused problems, so
yeah. Everyone is big conspiracy. Well, I wouldn't call it. Yeah, there's a conspiracy theorist that say that she killed Dongle, and it's led to some issues between the two kingdoms.
I don't
Um.
know. It wasn't Tin, it was Guinevere
Oh yeah,
that they were suspecting.
yeah, it
And
was
Tin
most
tried
people
to
suspected Guinevere. Yeah, and
yeah,
that kind of. Oh, go ahead. I mean, cut you
I
off
was
there.
saying no, you're good. I was just saying Tin tried to prevent that by sending Guinevere away so that, she wasn't there when it happened. They wouldn't think she did it.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, but, I mean, to be fair, Gwen was going to pay Tin to kill him.
Yep.
And Tin's
Just
like, no, don't worry about it.
the
You
turtle
don't,
turtle
you don't
beat
want to,
to it.
yeah. No, she was like, I would gladly take more money, but you don't want to leave a paper trail for this. And
Yeah,
I'm already getting paid, so don't worry about it. On the house.
on the house assassination.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
That's what you get if when you're friends with Tin on the house assassinations.
House. So yeah, it's just definitely a good friend to have then.
Mhm,
Gwen's
mhm.
probably. I'd like to think Gwen's probably the only one who's made use of that.
Probably considering our party is a
I
lawful
met.
good bard
Yeah,
and two lawful good paladins.
and then
I feel
Azul.
Azul could take care of his own problems. Probably wouldn't ask for it.
Yeah, he wouldn't
Yeah,
ask for it. He'd just like go and rip someone's arms off himself, or
or threaten them.
yeah,
So,
threaten them until it's resolved.
yeah, yeah.
But yeah, is there anyone else that Tin would have liked to kill without consequences?
Um. Oh, that one drow queen. Oh my gosh.
Oh
She kept
yeah, in the
flirting with
lava.
Azul.
Yep.
Like 210 and Tin's like, man, that guy's like my brother. Please stop. I don't want to hear this. And then she kept going.
Yeah, I vaguely remember that.
Oh, I remember it. Because I
Uh,
remember uh, the drow's like, hey, can you keep a secret? And Tin was like, yeah, sure, I'm great at that. And then she immediately told the drow secret to Azul. Because she wanted to secretly tell Tin, like, hey, I like your the half work. And Tin's like, hey, Azul, this lady's flirting with you in my mind. Please make it stop.
That was great. That was
Hmm.
the same session that Tin met Drea, wasn't it?
Yeah, because the queen was trying to send Drea to flirt with
With
uh, Xylon.
Xylon. Yeah, and then Drea,
Drea was a lesbian, so that didn't work
yep,
out very
did not
well.
work. Yeah, it did not work out very well. Queen didn't bother to know that information. Probably
Yeah.
would have been better setting someone else, but
Hmm.
I mean, she didn't live too much longer after that.
Did she die?
Pretty sure she died, like, the end of that session. Because I think
Hmm.
Tyrion showed up and took the stone from her when you guys were trying to recover it.
I don't know. I thought she was flirting with Azul after that.
She might have been. I just know that she
I don't
didn't
remember.
survive the end of the
Okay.
campaign. She might have survived the end of that session, but she did not survive the end of the
All right.
campaign. She was murdered.
Well, I would have liked to have murdered her first.
Uh, yeah, I think that was probably the first time where I had someone murdered where the party would have preferred to murder them themselves.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that Jow Queen, 99% sure she's dead.
Okay. Doesn't matter now.
Yeah, it doesn't matter too much now.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm. Alright, so that, yeah, so it's basically Dongle and then the Drow Queen. Got it.
Yep.
Hmm. Alright, this is, and I don't know, I think this is probably an interesting question, sort of. If Tin was told that the world was going to end in a month, how would Tin react?
First to be like, oh man, not again. I had my adventure, man.
Someone else take
uh,
care of this.
yeah, I mean, she literally was like, hey, party, this is your problem. You deal with it.
Yeah. It's like, I literally told you guys this is your problem now.
I gave the prophecy and everything. Come on, get
Yeah,
to it.
get to it. Like, if this had been my party, this would have been over by now.
Yep, yep.
Chop, chop.
We wouldn't have gotten kidnapped that one time. Get to it.
Yeah, no, yeah, no, the old party wouldn't have gotten kidnapped that one
Mm-mm.
time.
Yep.
They'd
Uh,
hmm, or
hmm.
would they? I
I
don't
don't
know.
think Azul would let him.
Yeah, Azul definitely wouldn't have gone for that. They probably would have had to knock out Azul.
I mean, Xylon did get kidnapped that one time.
Yes, he did get kidnapped at one time, which was, I think it's because he had to miss that session.
He did, yeah, so you had him get kidnapped.
Yep. And then that was more to set up the story than him being inept or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
Alright.
But yeah, she just send a bunch of adventurers out to deal with it because she's a god now. Can't do much about it other than bully low.
Bully Lilith. Is that like her new favorite pastime is just bullying Lilith?
Well, yeah, if she can, why not?
She's like, you caused me so much trouble in life, I'm gonna just bully you now
Hmm.
that we're both gods.
Specifically, evil Loth. Good Loth's fine.
Yep. Which, for peop people who probably don't know, because I don't think we've really covered this. On the
Hmm.
Shattered Kingdoms, there is two versions of Lilith. There is an evil Lilith and a good Lilith. Uh, good Lilith was basically came about because the party in the last campaign was getting these fragments, stones of Lilith after she had been kind of broken up during this great war that had been fought like well over 100 years prior, with Tyrion trying to maintain the empire. And the party in the campaign came across these stones and were able to purify some of the fragments of Lilith. And
Most of them.
yeah, they're able to purify most of them, and they're actually able to turn Lilith into a good god, which is why in the modern, uh, the current campaign, Drow are not necessarily as evil as they're typically depicted, and in several places they are on the surface and living with and interacting with the other races in a positive way. Now that they
Hmm.
have Lilith as a good god, and they've kind of started to reconcile with the other races. Sorry, that's kind of big tangent there.
It's fine.
So that's part of why Drea is needed as the ambassador for the Drow in the Confederacy, just because
Hmm.
there's more of them living above ground and in the Confederacy in particular.
Yep.
So it kind of relates to Tin somewhat, since uh, her wife is a Drow. Yeah, let's go to the next question here. Um, if your character could go anywhere in the world of Shatter Kingdoms for a vacation, where would it be and why? I think you may have cut out again. Hello? Nice.
So
Oh,
yeah, I'm here.
okay. Sorry, you cut out there for me for
Hello?
a second. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Hello.
Okay, I can hear you
Oh, it
now.
froze.
Okay. Sorry about that. You
Yeah.
cut out
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
I had
I
asked
think it's just I think yeah, I know, I heard
Discord's
you.
being
I
slow.
heard Yeah, yeah, I heard you.
Okay.
You were going in and out for me, so I heard you ask the question.
Okay, you heard me ask the
Um,
question about where Tim would go for vacation and why.
yeah, and then it just cut out right after.
Okay, so you didn't
Um,
start answering.
no.
Okay.
Um, so I mean, she'd probably go to the other continent. That'd be fun.
Yeah. Well, the other continent was kind of cut off by a storm for
Yeah,
the
you said if we could go
well anywhere.
anywhere.
That's true. I did say anywhere. I was
So I'd be
just
like, haha, I got to go here and you guys didn't.
yeah.
Haha.
Yeah, that actually fits Tin very well. Just going there for the sole purpose of saying she did, and no one else did.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Didn't think about that. That is perfect. She probably wouldn't have had that great of a time there, given what's over there, but it would definitely have been an interesting experience for her.
I mean, she's a god now. She can handle it.
Yeah, well, yeah, I guess if she were to go there now as a god, she'd be able to handle it. But do you
Yeah.
think she would have been able to handle it as um a character like at the end of the last campaign?
Uh, you and I are thinking about the same continent, right?
But
I was thinking about Josh's continent.
oh, Josh's continent. Oh,
Yeah.
okay, yeah, no, we were thinking two different continents.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, because that I'm sorry, I thought you were thinking about the continent that I was going to introduce later on in the.
No, no, because the Josh's continent and yours, they don't really trade much anymore.
Yeah,
They don't.
yeah.
Communication got cut off.
Communication got cut off. Um,
Hmm.
the storm was like on the other side of the.
Yeah, that's the other side.
Yeah. So then
Tin would
the.
probably go there too, though.
Yeah, yeah, I could see that for Tin. Just
Hmm.
rubbing in everyone's faces, like having probably like the terrible time, but rubbing in everyone's face.
Yep. Got beat up by Lolth. Take that, suckers.
Got beat up by Lilith. The last like fragment that we missed.
Aside from Kaz's.
Aside from Kaz's, because Kaz has one in him, and since he's Tin's husband, you can't really kill him to take care of the stone.
Well, they could. Tin would just
Be
kill them all
very
before they
yeah
could.
yeah. Then you'd have to kill Tin too,
Hmm.
and it definitely wouldn't be a good idea now, considering that
Yeah.
stone is what's keeping him and all their kids alive.
Yeah. Like, if he died with that stone, literally her whole family would basically be gone.
Oh, just
Except for the drow ones, because they were already long lived.
yeah, except for the ones that are drow, and they still be they'd be well, I guess for a drow they'd be young, but in
Yeah.
terms of like human years, they're old.
Yeah.
Most of them would die.
Hmm.
let's hope that doesn't happen.
Keeping an eye on you, Nick.
I mean, he hasn't died yet.
Mm-hmm. Yet.
Yet. Well, all right, moving on there. Um, Actually, do you want to explain a little bit why Tin would want to go to Josh's continent for a
Oh,
vacation spot?
no, same reason. Just because our continent's isolated, so just being able to go to another continent and rubbing it in people's faces. Either
Yeah,
one.
yeah, it's good because yeah, the continent is very isolated. I mean, there's literally in our campaign, you guys went to Dew's Hell, which is not too far off the coast, and that was like kind of isolated from everything as well. The
Mm-hmm.
continent doesn't really go out much because for a lot of its history, everyone's trying to kill each other.
Yes, the other continents are just like,
Let's
nah.
stay away. Like the
Yes.
place was fine, like hundreds of years ago when the Empire was there. It was
Mm-hmm.
stable. I mean, even then, it had issues. It's best we just
Mm-hmm.
leave it alone.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. All right. Next question here. If Tin could have one question answered truthfully by the all-powerful creator of the universe, what would it be?
Hmm.
Kind of an out there question, but thought it'd
Where
be
is the
interesting.
traveler's soul right now?
Where is the traveler's soul right
He
now?
died. Where's his soul?
That is a good question. Hmm.
Tin wants to go beat him up, but she
Tin
doesn't
wants
know where to go. Where do gods go when they die?
like super heaven or super hell. I don't know.
God, she has to go to super hell.
Yep, you can find him in super hell, which is now a completely new plane or world
Just
that
for the
is
traveler.
for the traveler. It's like you screwed up. This is where you're going to be now.
Can Tin rule super hell?
I got. Does she
If
even?
anyone's if anyone's gonna punish gods, it would be Tin.
I'll think about it.
Okay.
I'm not going to outright say yes on that. I'm gonna think about that. I am tempted, very tempted to make
Okay.
this. Yeah, that'd be super hell might become more necessary in the future, so that might be
Mm-hmm.
a possibility for 10 in the future.
Tin getting to bully bad gods. That's what I want.
Right, and this is kind of the last question that I'm gonna ask you one of the after this. I'm gonna ask you one of the questions that I designed for the newer characters. But what is Tin's greatest fear?
Probably having to uh, stay in service to someone forever. Like she was really worried about she would be forever indebted to Merrick.
Yeah,
Um, she was really scared that she would never get her freedom because of that. So probably just eternal servitude, not being able to be free because she has
and
to pay someone back.
mhm.
Hmm.
And how does she view being a god as being a form of servitude since she has to?
Yes, that's another reason why she's not exactly happy with her situation. Um, she doesn't really have much of a choice in it though.
Yeah, she didn't really have too much of a choice. It's like, damn it, everyone likes me too much. My god,
Yeah,
no.
yep. But also she gets to be in charge of people.
Mm-hmm.
People do
Yeah,
what she wants, so it's a like a give and take.
give and
She
take kind of
relies
thing.
on she gives gifts to people who follow her and know that kind of servitude, but then they serve her back, so it's a little bit more give and take.
Yeah. Because you're gonna
Mhm.
have people worshiping you and doing your bidding and all that
Yeah.
typical god stuff.
Mhm.
And this next question here is one that I more and more it was more for the new characters, but I'm gonna ask uh this of you here. What was Tin's thoughts on the current situation in Barul with it being at war with itself, civil war, and attacking the Confederacy on occasion here?
She's happy that Brule's falling apart. They were getting too full of themselves, too powerful, taking over everyone else. So them falling apart and defeating themselves saves a lot of trouble for her.
Yeah.
She also got Tamara out of it. Tamara's part of the Confederacy now.
Yep, Tamara is part of the Confederacy, and that's the kingdom that Guinevere was the queen
Mhm.
of.
Yep. So she's fine with them taking themselves out. She's worried
Hmm.
about the civilians, of course, but not much
Yeah.
she can do there. Um,
I mean, she has taken in a lot of
yeah,
refugees and done everything
yeah,
she can to protect the civilians, and that's
mhm,
kind of what got her killed
yeah.
because she was
She
trying to.
thinks
God.
no. Oh, that is kind of what got her killed. She was at a refugee camp when it happened.
Yeah, she was at a refugee camp, kind of making sure everyone was being taken care of when it
Yeah,
happened.
yeah. But she just wants to. She just hopes a good person takes over rule at the end.
Hmm. Does she know of any good people that she'd want to see rule Barul? Silence. Or did you cut out there? Hello?
Cut out again.
Yeah, you cut out again. Did you hear my question there?
Sorry, I was asking you where I cut off, and then it cut out
Oh,
again.
okay. I'm sorry. Um, think it cut off about the time where I was asking a question there. I was asking if there was anyone she wanted to rule Barul, or any like good people that she'd want.
um, she does. I mean, I don't think there are any
Good.
good.
It's
I'm gonna admit I forgot that character's name. The one that Dimitri is with.
Woodburn.
Woodburn, that's it. Yeah, I think she'd be okay, but I don't know. I'm iffy about Woodburn.
Yeah, you're iffy about Woodburn.
And he's dead, so
Yeah, he's dead.
would it matter? Would
Yeah,
it matter?
quotes.
Other than that, she doesn't really know any other good people in Varul who are
Yeah,
fighting for it. I mean, I know Prince Dawn's out there, but
yeah. Tin
uh
hasn't really met
hasn't really met
him.
him. And he's a dongle, so she probably doesn't have a high opinion of him anyway.
Discriminating
Just
against him because of being a dongle.
yeah, she's like, "You're related to that man. Can't be good."
Yeah, like you're the grandson of the person I murdered because he was terrible. I don't
Mhm.
like you.
Yeah, exactly. Um, but yeah, I don't think there's any people that she thinks are particularly good to rule for rule. She just hopes someone good does.
Yeah. And does she see herself responsible at all for what's currently happening in Brule? And she did
Partially,
murder
partially.
Dongo.
Yeah, she does. She probably constantly thinks about a better way she could have done it.
Mm-hmm.
But Dongle wasn't going to be a good ruler anyway, so she knew he had to be taken out. So she
Mm-hmm.
doesn't regret killing him. She probably is just like, oh man, there's probably something I could have done to prevent
Yeah.
the conspiracy theorists and stuff from trying to take over.
Like destroying everything and setting
Mhm.
everything up for the eventual collapse and civil war that's kind of going on in the background now of our
Yep.
current campaign. which kind of sucks for the current party since people who were going to pay them are either dead or part of that civil war now. So
Yep. Varys is okay. He wasn't really in it for the money.
yeah, he wasn't. He was in it more for the adventure,
The fame, yeah.
fame and adventure. And
Yep.
we'll have to talk about Varys. We'll talk about
Yeah,
Varys in another
that's
video.
later. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and you'll get. We'll talk a lot about Varys later. Another video just like this. Will be in the future. Just for the viewers, I'm gonna be doing two series here. One for the characters from our last campaign, and one for our characters for our current campaign, just so people can get to know some of the more important characters in the world that we've all kind of come together to create here.
Yep.
All right. And is there any other like last comments or anything else you'd like people to know about Tin?
Um, man. Uh, uh, I don't know, man.
I don't know. I don't know either. I just wanted to give you the option there to say anything that wasn't really covered in the questions here that you thought might help people to get to know Tin better, or something you really wanted to say about Tin.
I think I said a lot of what I wanted to say. Um, I mean, nothing's really coming to mind at the moment. Uh,
Yeah, I think we pretty much covered Tin pretty well. The only other thing I can think that Tien really did is um like her hometown, how it's now changelings running everything in Winter Grove instead of the changelings being abused. So didn't Tien do that as queen, and she killed the corrupt governor of the Winter Grove in our last campaign here. Did did I cut out again? Yeah, 1 minute. Hello.
there?
Yeah,
Hello?
yep. I'm here. You cut out, so I just or I might have cut out instead. I disconnected there for a second just to see if that would fix the
Okay.
connection
Yeah,
here.
I can hear you. Sorry, what were you saying?
Yeah, I was just saying like something that I remembered about Tien with the Winter Grove, how she killed the governor there of
No, no, she didn't. Kaz did.
Gaz did.
Yeah, and then he left a note saying kind of something like "This is for us" or whatever like that, and she was like, "Oh, that's sweet, a present, a murdered man. That's so nice."
so, so yeah, the murder, the
Yeah,
best gift.
best present.
Yeah. Well, Tin, she at least Winter Grove ended up being destroyed, wasn't it? And then she rebuilt it, and it's run by changelings now.
I don't, I don't know if it got destroyed. I know our airship crashed in the fields around it.
Yeah, in the current campaign,
Yeah,
it
I don't
did,
think
but
it got destroyed though.
in the last campaign, didn't get destroyed.
Did it?
I'm pretty sure it was at least wrecked, and then Tien like had it rebuilt, and it's run by changelings now. At the very least, it's run by changelings now. That
Yeah,
is,
yeah, it's run by changelings.
yeah. So there's no longer humans abusing changelings in her
Yeah,
hometown.
yeah, it's probably an orphanage there.
Yeah, I think that
Or
canonically there is at least one.
yeah, yeah.
to make sure that no one has that same um early life experience
Yeah.
childhood that Tin had.
Wait, did we crash there in our first campaign too?
I don't know if you crashed. I know that um
We landed there at least.
you landed there at least. I think you might have had to stop there to have repairs done to the ship, the
And I
airship.
think we did crash because the governor got mad at us for wrecking some of the fields.
Yeah, yeah, that would have been the governor
Hmm.
from the first campaign.
Yep. We like crashing in Winter Grove.
Yep. That's Is that going to be a recurring thing?
I have no idea. You're the DM.
I should make that a recurring thing.
Winter Grove just has a big sign that says, "Please don't
Do
crash
crash
here."
here. It's like, oh yeah, a big sign saying "Do not crash here," then two smaller signs denoting where two separate bands of adventurers out to save the world have crashed
Eventually, they just hire a high-level magic users to create a force field around
there.
it.
Just like, yeah, that has to be a thing in the future. Just
Yeah.
if I ever like run a campaign for anyone else in the Shattered Kingdoms, that
Hmm.
has to be a thing. Just for me to be like, what the hell? Why is this single town that just major export is wine? Why is this so important that it has a force field around it?
Yeah.
And then just explain that, yeah, all the major adventures crash here. Yeah. Yeah, anything else that you think we should bring up about Tien?
Um. Oh, we never mentioned her real name is not 10.
Yes, we did
It's
not
it's
mention it's
it's Bree.
Bree. Okay, yeah,
Uh.
Bree. Yeah, I remember that because
Yeah.
she changed it to Tin after she ran away from Winter
Hmm.
Grove, if I remember correctly. And
Yes.
then that's I think the only time it was mentioned like maybe once or twice by Kaz, since he was the only one who really knew her by that name.
And how Kaz would use her form to lure men in and assassinate them.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
You know, I have a
I
question
had
about
forgot.
that. I think we never addressed it, but
Yeah. What?
remember we confirmed that Kaz's scar would go on every form he had?
Yes.
How
Then
did he hide that in?
I don't that I don't I want to say like he didn't and he just was like the people he was going after were just ignoring it and were just too distracted by that form to really pay it too much mind is I think probably the canonical explanation for that.
Yeah, okay. He could wear makeup too.
Yeah,
Try to
it's
cover it up.
wear makeup. Yeah, he'd have to wear makeup.
Hmm.
Imagine that probably wouldn't be too big of a thing for him to do.
Yeah.
Does Tin still give him like shit about that?
Yes.
uh, that's great.
Anytime he comes home with a new kid, he's like, "Oh, did you use my form for that one too?"
Oh, Kaz is I don't even know what I want to say about Cass. He's how would you describe Cass?
Has issues.
Yes, he definitely has issues. He he definitely likes Tin, but he has a lot of issues.
Yep. Ten's the only one who can handle the issues.
Yeah. Oh, that. All right. So Kaz's issues aside, there. Is there anything else? You want to say about Tin? Uh, how does she get along with Drea or anything like that? Or
Pretty well. Drea's definitely not as much as a problem as
problem as
Kaz is.
Kaz?
Whenever Kaz is too much, she was just like, all right, Kaz, you're sleeping on the couch, just me and Drea
Yeah.
tonight.
That's.
Can't handle you right now.
He's probably had to sleep on the couch a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Uh,
Drea's the only level headed one of the three.
of the three. Just
Especially early on when Tin wasn't as wise as she is now.
yeah, like during the last campaign, yeah.
hmm
Yeah. I think that's all the questions I can think to ask about Tien.
All right.
Alright, so then I think that concludes this here. That was Tien. She was one of the major heroes in our last campaign, and you'll probably get to see more of Tien now that she's a god and has been kind of introduced to our current campaign here.
More terrible prophecies to come.
Yep, more terrible prophecies to come because I am terrible at writing prophecies.
I was talking about how Tin's terrible at delivering them.
Oh, I, I can't. I don't think anyone can fault you for that, or fault Tin for that. It was a poorly written prophecy, in my opinion, at least. Anyway, that was Tin. If you have any questions, post them in the comments below. And if there's any questions, we'll do our best to answer them. Uh, and